We are here. Vinny, where are you tonight?
I am in parts unknown.
You have a towel on your head?
No, that's a what?
Are you in bed?
That would be the correct answer, yes, sir.
Usually Dylan's in bed doing the podcast. What are you doing in bed? Are you with a woman?
Uh, I wish.
Oh,
Um, I'm just. I was taking a power nap beforehand, and then I woke up for a moment and saw what time it was.
don't lie. You have you have an inflatable Stormy Daniels in there, right?
All right, we're already getting started with
No,
this.
the fuck I don't.
All right.
We're already getting started.
Booch is in Johns Creek, Georgia, of course, with Stormy Daniels inflatable. No, no. And then Dylan Schneider, aka the whatever kid, has an inflatable coyote, right?
What is wrong? What is wrong with this dude?
And I'm back in my home state of Cranston, Rhode Island. Yeah, made my trek back to Rhode Island. A little adventure and lots of adventure behind the scenes. And by the way, this is of course broadcast on this Thursday, the week after September 11th. We have a lot of news. We'll get to the most serious news, but this past week, people saw me at I do college Mondays and college Fridays on my D shop in the morning, and I was broadcasting right up the street from where my daughter lives in Philadelphia. It's like a 20-minute walk, and it was I can't think of the college now. What college in Philly am I talking about? Dylan, do you remember what college I said I was in Philly? Um,
Oh, it was the one that it's the one that Cosby went to.
yes, Bill Cosby went to.
That would be Temple University.
Thank you. Yes, Temple University. Nice university there. I'll tell. I'll tell you this much, okay? Before we get to the serious thing, I was doing my segment, and I don't get why college ladies, okay,
Oh,
wear
here we
short
go.
shorts, okay, okay. I think they do it to tease guys, okay, but like two of them were wearing like cotton short shorts, and one of them was wearing jeans short shorts. They why why do they do that?
Because they're finally old enough to legally dress slutty.
Yes, Dylan, what do you think? Why?
Uh, because they can. I mean, I'm not a woman, so I
Mm,
can't really I can't really say from their perspective as to why they do it. I mean, I have my own ideas, but that could be wrong.
okay, what's one of your ideas? Quick.
I don't. I feel like it's I feel like there'll be some women being like, no way, that's not because of that. Well, probably for some of it's because it's just hot. It's just hot out right now, so there's that. But there's also like maybe it's just like to dress a little flirty, but I don't know.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean, look, if it's hot outside, there's regular shorts you can wear. There's multiple things you can wear, but the shorter the shorts, the more attention you're trying to get.
Exactly.
There's no
Was
logical reason that if you're wearing regular shorts, just shorts that's short just for the hell of it,
right.
that's pretty weird and dumb.
Yes. Well, it's definitely for attention seeker, and they definitely got attention. But also too on tonight's show we have actor, author John Lindstrom, and we do have another author too, which is a lady author, which I interviewed at the bookstore in Atlanta. Which I won't get to her name now. I forget her name now. It's on my YouTube. But John Lindstrom was on, well, for many years on ABC's General Hospital. I asked him about General Hospital. He's on CBS's Beyond the Gates, and that's coming up at the end of the show. But first, Vinny and me and Dylan are going to talk about some serious issue. First of all, um, as the day we record this on September 11th, which is this is airing on the 18th, and of course, Charlie Kirk, conservative activist, killed in a shooting. And what's your take on this, Vinny? Because you're definitely a more of a conservative out of all of us for many of the years. What's your take on this, Vinny?
Well, this right here is definitely one of the. If you're a conservative, this is one of the most tragic moments you're witnessed in a long time. I wouldn't say ever, but in a long time. Because
Right,
literally, the most influential conservative to ever live on
right,
face of the earth was Charlie Kirk.
right,
And this is a person who, when people say, people died speaking or dying for what they believe in, he is literally the textbook definition of that.
right,
This is a man who, despite whatever bullshit people are saying on social media, was never mean or hateful towards anybody.
right,
In fact, people were more mean and hateful towards him.
right. He actually interviewed Gavin Newsom, governor of California, recently.
Yeah. And most people would be like, why would you even talk to that asshole?
Right.
But that's the thing about Charlie Kirk. He literally would talk to anyone.
Yeah.
This is a man who, when he went to college campuses, when he spoke to young people, which, most people would even tell you, why even waste your fucking time?
Right.
But he did,
Right.
would literally have a microphone,
Right.
a live microphone that anyone could walk up to and talk to him or have a debate or have a discussion or prove him wrong.
Right.
No one ever could. Some people use it as an opportunity to have dialogue and have discussion. And those are some of the best videos he's had.
Right.
Other people just wanted to start shit
Right.
or could not come up with anything intelligent to say.
Right.
And that's because on the left, there isn't anything intelligent to say.
Right.
Because every decision they fucking make
Yep.
is based on feelings. As opposed to Charlie Kirk, who deals in facts and logic. Every
Right.
opinion he has facts to back up everything he says. This dude, that's why he was so great at debating, because he would tell you how he felt about something. He'd say, "Here are the facts. Here are numbers to back up. Here's every reason why I'm right." And instead of trying to debate him back with facts, people would just get mad and yell and scream and act like fucking children.
Right.
And today, and not today, but a few days ago or last week at the time you're listening to this, a child shot him in the neck.
A child was a child.
No, no, no. What I mean is, like, I meant the maturity level is a child. It's
Oh yes, yes, yes.
not an actual child. I'm saying that the that I'm saying that that young liberals in general act like little fucking children. That's their maturity level. And that's why
Um,
I'm saying one of these bratty little kids got a hold of a rifle and shot him in the neck.
Dylan, what's your perspective on this, Dylan?
You know, so I was thinking about. I don't know, Vinny. Did you see the like that the actual footage of him getting shot? Because that's brutal.
Yeah, it took me a while to find it, but somebody on Twitter posted it, so I was able to see what happened. And there was I remember the question he was being asked. I think somebody asked him, "Do you know how many about?" And I think it was somebody that was trying to argue with him. He goes, "Do you even know how many trans people were involved in mass shootings?" And he said, "Too many." And then they were talking about the statistics of shootings or people or whatever. And he goes, something about, are we talking about things related to gang violence? Then as soon as he said the word violence, moments later you heard a loud pop.
Yeah,
His head went back, and that's when blood started quickly coming out of the neck. And that's when everybody like freaked out, and whoever was filming ran off. Like the camera was moving and shifting, which I understand people were freaking out. But yeah. That was what they were talking about, and then bam, he was hit right in the neck.
So of course, this is reaction from President Donald Trump. Here's this now here on the episode monthly show.
Fellow Americans, I am filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired millions, and tonight, all who knew him and loved him are united in shock and horror. Charlie was a patriot who devoted his life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America. He fought for liberty, democracy, justice, and the American people. He's a martyr for truth and freedom, and there's never been anyone who was so respected by youth. Charlie was also a man of deep, deep faith, and we take comfort in the knowledge that he is now at peace with God in heaven. Our prayers are with his wife, Erica, the two young, beloved children, and his entire family, who he loved more than anything in the world. We ask God to watch over them in this terrible hour of heartache and pain. This is a dark moment for America. Charlie Kirk traveled the nation, joyfully engaging with everyone interested in good faith debate. His mission was to bring young people into the political process, which he did better than anybody ever, to share his love of country and to spread the simple words of common sense. On campuses nationwide, he championed his ideas with courage, logic, humor, and grace. It's a long past time for all Americans and the media to confront the fact that violence and murder are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree day after day, year after year, in the most hateful and despicable way possible. For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now. My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity and to other political violence, including the organizations that fund it and support it, as well as those who go after our judges, law enforcement officials, and everyone else who brings order to our country. From the attack on my life in Butler, Pennsylvania last year, which killed a husband and father, to the attacks on ICE agents, to the vicious murder of a healthcare executive in the streets of New York, to the shooting of House Majority Leader Steve Scalise and 3 others, radical left political violence has hurt too many innocent people and taken too many lives. Tonight, I ask all Americans to commit themselves to the American values for which Charlie Kirk lived and died, the values of free speech, citizenship, the rule of law, and the patriotic devotion and love of God. Charlie was the best of America, and the monster who attacked him was attacking our whole country. An assassin tried to silence him with a bullet, but he failed, because together we will ensure that his voice, his message, and his legacy will live on for countless generations to come. Today, because of this heinous act, Charlie's voice has become bigger and grander than ever before, and it's not even close. May God bless his memory. May God watch over his family, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
So, what do you think about that speech?
Yeah, the last point he was saying, there's something related to what I was thinking about with this situation, which is, like, what do you get out of it? Like, what do you get out of it? Let's say you think he's a racist, for example. Let's just say, so just because one guy is dead doesn't make because that's the thing I've been hearing about him being racist. So just because this guy you think is a racist is dead doesn't mean racism is erased. Right. Racism has been there before Charlie Kirk was born, it was there when he was living, and it's going to be there long after he's gone. So I don't understand as to what was trying to be accomplished by doing this, because like Trump said, just because he's dead now, they got Charlie's got other people that could push on his message. So, and another thing besides that is there's people that have similar ideologies to him. So just because he's gone doesn't mean that other people, whoever it may be, Michael Knowles, Candace Owens, Brent Shapiro, they're still here. So it doesn't make sense for something like that to even happen. And then also,
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, and then also, it's not just about him being dead. There's a lot of collateral damage because it's not just the family of his, it's the people that saw this happen right in front of them.
Also, I just want to mention, you know, we're on iHeartRadio. Ben Shapiro's on iHeartRadio. Sean Hannity's on iHeartRadio. Also, there's the Breakfast Club is on iHeartRadio. Elvis Duran's on the morning show is on iHeartRadio. I carry Elvis Duran on one of my networks. I carry Sean Hannity. I carry Ben Shapiro. You know, one great thing about iHeartRadio, there's a lot of different voices. What are you going to cancel iHeartRadio because you know what I'm saying? Okay, Vinny, what's your perspective on President Trump's speech?
It was well said. I mean, he talked about Charlie Kirk, the fact that he had a strong message, and talking about the key thing to all of this is the fact that, again, like he talked about the radical left and the demonizing, comparing people to Nazis and all this other shit. Like, this is the stuff that fuels the fire to this shit happening.
Right.
Because people don't realize that when you start pushing a narrative, oh, this person's a Nazi, this person's evil, this person's a threat or whatever, you're planting seeds in the head of people that, A, that shit is true when it's not,
Right.
and B, like you said, he talked about what happened to him in Butler, Pennsylvania,
Yep.
and everything that's followed that.
Yep.
And that's ultimately what's causing a lot of this shit, is that you have a liberal hive mind that is so off the fucking reservation with their thoughts and opinions that they are ultimately causing mass hysteria where there isn't any.
Now, I want to touch bases. Now, off the air, you were shocked about this. We'll get both your points of view. Get a points of view on this. The Views did. I think the View did a wonderful job. Them being very, very liberal. Except the one on the right over there. She is conservative.
Hold on. This is the listeners out there. To say that the View is liberal is to say the Atlantic Ocean is damp. They are far past liberal.
Okay. Well, besides the point, you were shocked how wonderful they did, and you actually praise them off the air. We'll talk about this coming up after the View's point of view. Right now, here on the episode monthly show, month of September. Here we go.
I don't even know how to start this because it's just beyond devastating. Our hearts, of course, go out to the family of Charlie Kirk, who was shot and killed yesterday on a college campus in Utah. In the wake of his death, politicians from both sides of the aisle spoke out against the violence and urged Americans to come together. Take a look.
It is unfortunately emblematic of how our politics is being conducted today. Political violence is not a solution. It is not an answer to disagreement over policy.
This is detestable, what's happened. Political violence has become all too common in American society, and this is not who we are. It violates the core principles of our country.
The assassination of Charlie Kirk risks an uncorking of political chaos and violence that we cannot risk in America. We cannot risk it.
All of us have got to work together and de-escalate the hate and the rhetoric in this country. And remember, we're Americans, and you can disagree in a way that doesn't end in a horrible way today did.
I mean, isn't a fundamental part of being an American that we are able to express our opinions to each other without fear, without this kind of horror happening? And it seems to be something we have been seeing more and more of. And it's not even left or right. It's just people being taken out because of their beliefs or their thoughts. I mean, Alyssa, you knew Charlie Kirk.
I did. I didn't know him well, but I've known him over the years. And today, my heart just breaks for his young wife, Erica, their 2 kids. I think we have a picture he posted recently of his family. Listen, regardless of your politics, we have got to get to a place in this country where we see people we disagree with not as our enemies, but as fellow Americans with different viewpoints that we are willing to engage. And for people who aren't familiar with Charlie Kirk, he was and even saying was just feels weird today, but an incredibly influential young activist on the right. He started an organization, Turning Point USA, has over 250,000 members nationwide. They're on over 3,000 college campuses. And this is going to hit young Republicans really hard because he made them feel like when they were the lone conservative voice on campus, or they were one of the only Republicans, it was okay to speak up and say their viewpoints. Yeah. And that is a feeling that is going to be felt really deeply. I hope it doesn't have a chilling effect, whether you're left or right, on your ability to speak your mind. I know the one thing we all agree about on this table, we all share our viewpoints, and we should be able to do that without fear.
Well, that's our bread and butter here. So, of course, it's very important. I agree with everything
Well,
you're
and
saying.
also, although we don't all align with his views, what I deeply aligned with was he said, when we stop talking, that's when things get bad. The irony of a man who would go across the country to college campuses, that's the pinnacle of thought differences. It's where you're supposed to have conversations, would go, and his series was called Prove Me Wrong. He would talk to people openly who disagreed. It's what we try to exemplify every day and say, this is what we need more of. So the irony of being violently killed while saying those words of what we need more of in this country, I know all of us agree on that part, as there's never a place for political violence.
That's the thing. This man was 31 years old with 2 children, I think ages 1 and 3, a family man, a wife. Now all these children will grow up without their father. This woman will grow up with, grow old without her husband. This country, there's just no place for this kind of violence in this country. I am heartbroken over it. I cannot believe that someone would kill another person because they were speaking their beliefs. This is antithetical to who we are as Americans. The First Amendment is the First Amendment for a reason. We should be able to voice whatever opinions we have.
This particular political climate that we're in is not unfamiliar to me, being of the age that I'm at. In 1963, Medgar Evers was assassinated. In 1963, JFK was assassinated. In 1965, Malcolm X was assassinated. In 1968, Martin Luther King was assassinated. And in 1968, Robert Kennedy was assassinated. And we lived through all of that. It was a turbulent time I was very young. I think it's one of the reasons I got married so young, to tell you the truth. It was such a scary time. You kind of clung to each other, and, I'd like to be positive about it. I think we did get out of it. The country survived it. We got better. I think we will again. We're having a traumatic period right now.
Well, when you think of all of the things that we've seen, the attempted assassination of Donald Trump, we saw the aggressiveness when they went after the assault. Paul Pelosi, the 2
the couple in Minnesota.
This is not the way we do it. This is not the way we do it. And we say this every time, but somehow it's not resonating. And I hope that young Republicans never forget that they have a voice. It's already been
They should.
proved.
Yeah.
They have a
Yeah.
voice. We all have voices. We should never, ever be afraid.
All right. So, what's your take on that? Go ahead, Dylan.
I was thinking about this because of just like from the what this situation has caused, like dialogue wise, it's a whole rabbit hole when it comes to people going back and forth on social media. And like honestly, I have a very pessimistic view about just society in general. It's just never going to be at a point where the view is talking about. In all honesty, it's never going to get to that point at all. So I just stopped. So I just stopped even trying to even care about that. And I even touched on it in a video I did at the beginning of the year. I basically was saying you can't really control the BS that's going on in the outside world. So you got to do your best to control what's going on in your inside world.
Right. Okay, Vinny, what's your take on this?
Well, like I told you off air, I was shocked by what they said. I didn't expect that. And, I like the fact that they were able to look at Charlie Kirk, the person, and actually talk about that. I didn't think The View was capable of having that kind of dialogue.
Right.
I do think, though, there were some things in there that were not genuine.
Okay.
Now that I got a second chance to watch it.
Okay.
Like they talk about caring about other people's viewpoints, or that's something we do on this show. And I'm thinking, since when? At what point in time have you allowed anyone that didn't think like you to have a conversation? There are videos galore of people coming on The View that don't think like them, that get interrupted, talked over, disrespected. Joy Behar says something dumb that gets a thunderous applause from the brainwashed sheep that are in that fucking studio.
Right.
Like, The View doesn't realize they've been part of the problem. Everything I was saying before about how, how they said the radical left and the demonizing and how that causes more divide and even more issues. Like, The View's been part of the problem.
Right.
Big time. So I'm thinking at this moment, one of three things happened in that video.
Okay.
One, they had a sit down, come to Jesus conversation with the network saying, y'all ain't going to attack him because people are pissed right now. Like, I don't know if there's a radical right. I mean, I'm sure there is, but if there is one, guess what? They're getting there. If they're not already there, if there's a radical right, it's coming to the surface after Charlie Kirk getting shot.
Right.
So they're like, hey, I don't know what your opinions are, but don't be going out there saying anything positive about this. So that's one option.
Right.
The other option is that they genuinely believe what they're saying. That could be an option. This could be genuine. Or number three, this was finally their wake-up call.
Right.
That what happened to Charlie Kirk made them realize the strategy we have is not working, and that we are becoming, and I'll use a Star Wars quote here, we're becoming the very thing we swore to destroy.
Right.
That, I think The View, that could be it. The View, maybe they finally realized, look at what we're doing.
Right.
And that not only could this get worse, like leading to more deaths, this could ultimately, like they were talking about young Republicans having a voice.
Yep.
Yeah, Charlie Kirk was their voice.
Right.
And now you're trying to tell them not to be afraid to have a voice. It's like all they've ever done is make them afraid to have a voice. 'Cause I'll tell you right now. Can anybody in this room name one person that was fired from a job for posting something left supporting? Anyone? I don't know
Yeah,
anybody
I
that's
don't.
ever put the words trans women are women and got fired. Can't name one.
No.
But the moment you say that boys are boys and girls are girls, you're on the unemployment line.
Mm-hmm.
That should have been the first red flag. Things are fucked up right there. So I'm just
Did
saying.
that happen? Did that happen like personally with someone you know? Are you like you hear it somewhere?
No, I'm saying that there's been stories online. I haven't had any personally, but I'm giving you an example that conservatives have never had a voice. Because if you voice it, there are people that have got there are Republicans who have spoken their mind, used their First Amendment, and gotten fired.
Right.
I don't know any liberals gotten fired from their job. I only know one or two that got fired from their job, and that was people who were celebrating Trump getting shot.
Right.
There's two people that got fired from the left from that. But most of the time, it's conservatives getting fired. It's other crazy things. Like, that's why people, there's a lot of Trump supporters, but you don't know who they are because they don't post on social media.
Exactly.
Because when they do, they get attacked. That's why a lot of people are saying Elon Musk buying Twitter was a pivotal turning point in the election. Because now you had a site that wasn't going to hide the truth or try to rig anything or go crazy. So, yeah. Charlie Kirk gave people a voice, and now that he's been shot, that voice is about to get louder and louder and louder. Like, this is the thing. They have no idea. Whoever decided to shoot Charlie Kirk in the neck has no idea what he just created.
Also, with the shift gears, we're starting to talk the serious side of this podcast, of course, tonight. I just want to touch base on the lady that got stabbed on the subway in Charlotte, North Carolina. Donald Trump did say about this. I was going to say this. He did say that he wants him to get the death penalty, which this is just horrific. She was coming from work in her pizza uniform. And this is the warning, the graphic content of this. A Ukrainian refugee brutally murdered on a Charlotte train.
Wow. So she went. That's crazy. So she gotta be out of Ukraine just for that to happen.
Yeah.
Wow.
23 years old. How old are you, Dylan?
27.
And how old was the one who got shot and killed? 31, right?
Yeah, 31.
And you're 27. You're in the middle. He's sitting right behind her. Man. You see the blood on her pants. Oh, okay. What's your... I just... What do we have to do about this? Like, what is the country to do to get this safer?
I don't even. Honestly, I don't even know because both sides is just. It's like they love it when like mass shootings or whatever violence happens because either side they can use it as a way to be like, hey, the other side's bad. It's like they could use that tragedy as a stepping stone for why they should be voted as a candidate. So I don't even know what to say about like how to change this because it's like tragedies just get used as a way for politicians to promote themselves, and then after they get elected in, do nothing.
Vinny, what do you think?
Well, a lot of what Dylan said is definitely true. As far as how to solve it, I don't know how you solve something like that.
Exactly. I mean, look, my son just took the train by himself for the second time. He went to the train last year from Rhode Island to Boston, the commuter rail, and then he just took the train from Philadelphia to Providence this past week. As this is the end, it was last week, but I mean, the thing is, you're not supposed to be scared to ride a public transportation like the train. You know, I mean, Dylan, how often do you ride the train?
There are crazy people that do rot. Not like I've had something like that, even remotely close that have happened to me, but I've had some times where I've been on public transportation where there's someone that's given an off vibe.
Yeah.
This is in because how often do you ride the train, Dylan? Do you ride it pretty often?
The train, I think like now, because actually they're doing free fares for the late night and the weekends for the next month, basically. So I'm probably gonna use it at least once or twice each week. So maybe like 8 times in the next month or so.
And Vinny, how often do you ride the train? In Atlanta?
Not as often as I used to. I think the last time I rode it, I was. God, I can't remember when it was. I think it was in July. I was at the State Farm Arena for Goldberg's last match. So yeah, but yeah, I've ridden the train before, and
are you afraid of ride the train?
not really. I mean, the only crazy people that were on there were like religious people that would just want to talk randomly. Then you got a couple people that try to, panhandle by saying like I'm deaf and holding up a little sign, but I usually just take my hat, lay it down, pretend I'm asleep, and they leave me alone. So there's not been a lot of like threatening people on a train.
Yeah.
Closest I saw anybody threatening on a train was like I took the subway in New York, and there was a guy. He was pissed about something. I can't repeat what he said on the show, but he was kind of just like. Apparently, he wanted to make somebody jump.
Right.
And was going back and forth. And I remember Alex looked at that and was like, "We gotta get the fuck off this train right now."
Right. We have
So we
River
got up
here.
and we ran.
So,
we're talking about something serious, but
River, yeah. If you're trying to do something goofy and funny,
I want funny parts.
Okay, we're gonna get funny parts.
That ain't the time. Next segment.
Yeah, next segment.
River, now ain't the time.
We're gonna get to the funny parts coming up next. We did talk a lot of serious stuff. Let's get to more happy stuff in the next segments. We did our justice. Next, we're gonna talk about pranks happening on radio shows. You probably know which radio shows it is. And we're going to talk about why Vinny is pissed off about me not airing Buff Bagwell this month. We're going to wait till next month. That's going to be coming up. So stay tuned for the episode monthly show with me, River, Dylan, and Vinny. Stay tuned here. Me, Cranston, Rhode Island, Dylan in Everett, and Massachusetts, and Vinny Booch and Johns Creek. We'll be back here on the episode monthly show for the month of September 2025.